The following content isn't owned by me, it's owned by Toei Inc. and Bandai. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Toku. Today we'll be doing our Dekaranger review. The long-awaited Dekaranger review took me 2 months, but yeah, let's get started with the opening. I really like this opening. It's very catchy, very upbeat, fits the show well, and yeah. The ending, I actually really like the ending. It's very, very jazzy. It's like a jazz type ending, and it's very, very, very fun to listen to. The second ending, there is a second ending during like the middle arc of the show. It's called Girls in Trouble. It's fine. It's okay. It's just the entire cast of Dekaranger singing with Jasmine and Umiko as the main singers. So yeah. And then brief history fact, Dekaranger is the only Sentai to utilize the Power Ranger exclusive Battleizer. And yeah, I think this is one of the better Battleizers. This looks really cool, and yeah, it's really cool to see that they used it, especially since it is American exclusive. Let's talk about the heroes. We have Ban, Deca Red. He in the show is very annoying, honestly. He actually is my least favorite at the end of the show, just because of his loud mouth, and he's like, I'm the best. So yeah, but when he comes back, like after he becomes like a I forgot the name of it. He's like a really high-ranking officer or whatever. He really matures, and I think his character development extends after the show. So that I think is really good about him. Next we have Hoji. He is actually really good. He has some great moments in the show, like the episode where he goes out with this guy. No, he goes out with this girl. My bad. And yeah, he really likes her, but her brother is we can talk about that. We have Sen Chan, Deca Green. I really liked him, honestly. So he is more like the calm one. He is very calm. You know, he's very uplifting also. And he he does the whole handstand on the wall thing, so that's pretty cool. Jasmine, probably the best member in this entire team. She's great. She has the Esper. She's really she even though like this show is not really story based, a lot of her characters really relevant to like backgrounds, because like since she is an Esper, she had to face emotional trials with her things. We have Umiko. She's like a comic relief in a sort of way. She's the direct opposite of Jasmine, but she has her great moments. Literally all she does is take baths with rubber duckies. Anyway, moving on. We got Tekan. I like to call him Tekan. Everyone calls him Tetsu. I call him Tekan because Tekan is such a cooler name. Deca Break. First of all, let me say his suit is fucking awesome. Look at that suit, it's so cool. Yeah, I think he's a really good character, especially the relationship with Deca Bright. He really had to like come down to earth and say, okay, this is the team I have to work with, and he actually like adopted and actually like got along with them really well. So that's cool. Next is their mentor, Daga Kruger. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm not gonna talk about Deca Gold or Deca Bright because they're very, very brief. So yeah, Deca Master Daga Kruger. He is, oh god, he's such a good mentor. His suit, I forgot. He is my favorite suit. One of my favorites in Sentai history. The suit is badass. His fighting style is badass. He's just a badass. Even though he looks like a furry, he's badass. So yeah. And then we have Swan. Like the dead mother sort of. She doesn't really transform much because I believe like she's limited to like something, I don't remember, but it's very briefly explained when she first transforms. It's like, okay, I can't do this because of that. Moving on, but yeah, she basically takes care of their mechs, and she basically like does everything for them, which is really, really useful. Okay, moving on. Let's get the mecha. Let's start with Dekaranger Robo, which is right there. Fantastic. Yes, amazing, nice, nice, perfect. It fits. It fits the theme of the show, you know. It fits the very like police-esque, you know. It doesn't use its sword often. It doesn't even really use a sword. It uses a gun, and that's awesome. And then there's some moments where it's like jumping and he's like, poof, poof, poof. Shit, that's cool as fuck. That's honestly cool as fuck. And then we have the deck breaks robo. It looks okay. It's the one in the middle. It looks fine in my opinion. It's very symmetrical. I'll give it that. I like the symmetry of it. That's really cool. But then we get the Super Dekaranger Robo. This thing on the right, the giant thing, is badass as fuck. It's awesome. It's like a giant intimidating ass mecha, and it's great. Next one we have this one when they get the swap mode. It looks okay. It's a very skinny mecha. I don't really like the skinny ones because it makes the head ginormous, but it works in this one, and it's really cool. And then Dekaranger base robo. This is the Deka base robo. This is cool. It really shows you know, everyone's in it to fight the villains, you know, like the fact that when they transform, the thing shifts and everybody is shaking. They're like, go to the safety center, go to the safety center, and it's great. Let's talk about the villains. Most of there's not really a big villain in this show. It's more like a, how is she say? He's like the dealer, and that's Agent Alvarella. He's like the dealer type. He's like the one who brings the money in for the criminals. He's like the mastermind. Like, he's not like a giant mastermind. He just provides everything. He's like, okay, I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna give you this, and I'm just gonna stay in the back and with my wings like this. Yeah, because there's not really a big villain. It's like a bunch of criminals, but sure, I think it fits really well in this show because it is a police themed Sentai. You know, you can't have there's no like one lord of crime. I don't think that works. If so, society would be divided. So like, yeah, I mean, we're already divided as it is, so it just makes it make 1/2 to 1/4. So like, yeah. But yeah, Agent Alvarella, I believe he was a really good character. He really had to, like, I think in the last arc he really stepped up and became that final villain. He was like, okay, I'm enough of this bullshit. I'm gonna go and raid the database, and he does, and it's great. So yeah. Let's talk about the story for a bit. There's not really an overlining plot. It's more of a character-based show, which I actually really like, because I like seeing how characters interact with each other, how they interact with the villains more. Because with a plot-heavy show, it does work. I like plot-heavy shows, but like sometimes you're just like, okay, you know, you just wanna just watch it, and it's just fun. I like this show because it's really fun. But the story isn't really there. I think this is one of the weaker points of the show, and I think a lot of people who watch the show couldn't agree. The story and the villains are the weaker part of the show. That's just without question true. But yeah, I think the characters like development honestly are the story. But I think in the last arc, like in like the last like 3 episodes, that's where like that's the most story. That's honestly the most, when Agent Umbrella raids the database. And yeah. And that's really the story. Is it a rewatchable show? Yes, it is. It is a very rewatchable show. You can just put an episode and enjoy it. I think that's one of the better parts about these like what people consider filler type shows, is that you can watch them in any order and you wouldn't be affected. Honestly, sometimes it is kind of better, especially for like TV, because like probably some kid like starts watching like Sentai in episode 32, and they're like, and then if you're deep in the story, they're just gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? So I think sometimes it works, but then other times, you know, when they're just doing nothing, you don't feel fulfilled. I think that's a draw where a lot of people are trying to figure out when they're watching Toku. But yeah, so yeah, I think this show is really rewatchable. So yeah, my favorite and least favorite episodes. So my favorite episode is I actually really like this one because it's outside the battlefield. It's about when Swan goes to get her award thingy. She wants to go to a award ceremony, get her awards, and everyone's just trying to figure out what the hell, how do you operate the mechs, how do you get the mechs out, how to do this and that in the base, because usually they're just out fighting, making plans, while Swan is in the background helping, keep the base steady. And without that, that holder to hold the base, everything falls apart during that episode. And I think it's really, really good to see that, okay, even though the Rangers are really competent in the field, they still need that help to ensure that they will properly be in battle. And I really like that aspect, because it really shows that, yeah, it's not just about the battlefield, it's also about maintaining balance in and out of the field. My least favorite episode is where we have this monster and she I believe kills Umiko, and Jasmine's trying to figure out stuff. It's just really confusing. I don't like it. It's in the mid-30s or something. I just don't really like it. Yeah. So my rating is a 9 out of 10. Because of the weaker parts, the plot and the villains, I do have to bump it down objectively, because there's not really an overlining plot and villain, but the characters really stand out. The heroes are the best part about the show. And if you like a story just talking, if you like a show just about heroes and how they interact and stuff, this is a really good show, and this is a really good beginner Sentai for people. So yeah, that was it. That's my Dekaranger review. Like, subscribe, follow my Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time with the Kamen Rider Blade review. I'll see you to then.